Greetings, Earthlings. Aunt Wacky here. It's been a while. And today I'm going to tell you a story about what happened just earlier this morning. And I'm sorry if I look a little tired. I just got off work a little while ago. For those who don't know, I am a night auditor at a hotel here in the Mad City. Today's story I'm going to call the Phantom Alarm Clock. And so I got a call in the wee hours of the morning from a gentleman who was concerned that the room next to him had an alarm clock going off. And this has happened every once in a while. I'll get one of these where somebody forgets to shut the alarm clock off, and then, housekeeping might not catch it. And it can be very annoying to keep having that go off and every 5 minutes or so, just constantly, constant noise. So he was pretty sure which room it was coming from, and I checked, and sure enough, the room was unoccupied. And so I went up to investigate, apologizing to him, sorry for disturbing your sleep. And I get to the room, and the room does not have an alarm clock. And I look all over, and no alarm clock. And I thought, oh boy, because I had other duties to do, one being prepping for breakfast. I wonder if the other room on the other side happened to be unoccupied, and it was. So I quick go back upstairs, and sure enough, there is an alarm clock there, and so, but the alarm clock is off. So, I make sure to check, and I turn down the volume on it just in case something wonky is going on. And then I keep going with what I had to do. And sometime later, the gentleman calls again. And I explained to him, sir, I went up to the room immediately, and there was no alarm clock in there. And he said, well, I don't know what to tell you, but there's an alarm clock going off. It's going off right now. And I said, I don't know what to tell you either, but all right, I'll look again. And so I go back up again, and I look around, and I open up all the dresser drawers and the closet, and I even opened up the refrigerator, and nope, no alarm clock in this room. Now, just about now, I'm starting to think, and I checked the other room again just to be sure, and sure enough, the volume was right where I left it. And because, people have told me that the hotel is haunted, but I've only ever encountered one incident that I couldn't explain. And I'll tell you about that a little later. Anyway, so, I didn't find anything, and I came down and I was like, what am I going to do if this guy complains again? Can't fix what's not there, I mean, is this guy pranking me? He didn't sound like it. I mean, it sounded very genuine, sincere. He wasn't angry or upset or anything. He just as puzzled as I was. And about a half hour later, after the second time I checked, maybe more like an hour, he came down and introduced himself. He was very cordial, and he apologized. And it turned out that there was something in his refrigerator that was vibrating, and that it kept clicking on and off every so often, and apparently it was loud enough to wake him up, and he was certain that it was an alarm clock in the next room. What I should have done is I should have asked him what the alarm sounded like, because I know what it sounds like when it goes off. It sounds like church bells. It sounds like very loud church bells, or, like those hanging bells you see in an orchestra that you strike with a mallet. you know, just bong, you know. But apparently it was this loud buzzing, you know, and you know, of course anybody could mistake that. But he was very sorry, and I felt bad, and he felt bad, and we just kind of laughed. And because he said he could hear me, you know, go in both rooms and check things out for him, and he was very appreciative of that. So he himself came down and said he was sorry, and that he figured out what the source of the noise was. So I made sure to tell maintenance to take a look at it later on, just to make sure nothing's malfunctioning in there. So that is my story of the phantom alarm clock. As for what I saw, I saw this. I saw something out of the corner of my eye that to this day I cannot explain. I haven't seen anything weird since, but, you know, my family has a history of seeing weird stuff, or hearing weird stuff, or having weird stuff happen to them. So I'm just chalking it up to another on that list. The first year that I worked at this hotel, I was prepping for breakfast and was putting stuff out, and at one point, in the breakfast area, out of the corner of my eye, I saw this huge black shape. Kind of like a cloud, but, you know, it was moving. And of course I turned to look, and there was nothing there. And all I could do was just say a quick prayer and keep going, and I've never seen it before, and I've never seen it again. That's my little story of you know, weird stuff happening at that hotel. So, but I have plenty of other weird stories, and I will save those for another time. And so, hope you have a wonderful, blessed day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.